Welcome back to Building Better Relationships in Construction. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sabrina. This is episode 6, based on Paul Schwinghammer's groundbreaking book, Building Better Relationships, a guide for enhancing the customer experience for builders, remodelers, and construction managers. And today we are diving into what is probably the single most important topic in our industry.
I don't think that's an exaggeration. It's communication, but not just any communication.
Exactly. Today we're talking about the power of over-communicating what's happening right now. And this whole concept comes from Paul's book,
which has basically become our Bible for this series.
It really has. Because he nails this one crucial point that so many builders, well, they get it wrong.
Yeah, and it's not usually from a bad place, right? It's this tendency to hold back information when the future is uncertain.
Oh, 100%. The classic scenario: the builder doesn't know exactly when the custom windows are going to arrive. They're waiting on a call from the supplier. So, what do they tell the client?
Nothing.
Radio silence. And from the builder's perspective, they're thinking, I don't want to give them bad news or wrong information. I'll just wait until I have a solid answer.
Right? And that makes sense on paper.
But for the homeowner, that silence is deafening. They're sitting there with, the biggest investment of their life on the line, and they hear nothing for 3, 4, 5 days. Their mind immediately goes to the worst-case scenario.
Totally. They think you've forgotten them, or that some catastrophe has happened and you're afraid to tell them. It's an anxiety spiral.
Exactly. And the trust just starts to erode. All because you were trying to wait for the perfect update.
And that's the thing, right? In construction, there's almost never a perfect update because the whole business is just managing variables.
It really is. I mean, you can't control the weather. You can't control a global supply chain snag. You can't control if your drywaller's kid gets sick and he has to miss a day.
Right. These things are just the reality of a complex project. And I think most clients, logically, they understand that. They know it's not a perfectly linear process.
They do intellectually. But emotionally, it's still their home. It's still a stressful process. And when the expert, go quiet, their intellectual understanding gets completely overwhelmed by emotional anxiety.
Yeah, you're the captain of the ship. If the captain disappears from the bridge during a storm, the passengers are going to freak out, even if the ship is actually doing fine.
That is a perfect analogy. So, what's the solution? This is the part of Schwinghammer's book that I just love. It's so simple, but so powerful.
It's all about shifting your focus. Stop trying to predict the uncertain future and start relentlessly, almost obsessively, communicating the certain present.
Yes. Tell them what is happening, not just what isn't. You don't have a delivery date for the windows? Fine. But you can tell them what you're doing about it.
Right? An update doesn't have to be, the windows will be here Tuesday at 10 a.m. It can be, hey, just wanted to let you know I spent the morning on the phone with the Windows supplier. They're tracking the shipment. I'll call them again tomorrow and keep you posted.
See? It's a non-update update. But it's not nothing. It tells the client 3 crucial things. 1, you haven't forgotten them. 2, you're actively working on their project. And 3, you'll keep them in the loop.
And Schwinghammer uses this great metaphor of a relationship bank account.
I love this part. Go on.
Every one of these small, factual, present-focused updates, it's a deposit. A small deposit, maybe, but it's a deposit. You're building up this balance of trust and goodwill day by day, email by email.
So that when a real problem happens, because it will.
It always does.
When you have to make a big withdrawal, like telling them the windows are actually delayed by 2 weeks, you have a massive positive balance in the account. The relationship can handle the hit. But if you've been making no deposits, that one withdrawal bankrupts the entire relationship.
So let's get practical. How do we put this into action? What do these deposits actually look like?
Okay, first and foremost is consistency. The book talks about setting a rhythm, like every Friday afternoon, without fail, the client gets an email. Even if the email says, not a lot of visible progress this week as we were waiting on inspections, but we passed plumbing and electrical, and framing starts Monday.
Yeah, that consistency is huge. It manages expectations. They're not wondering if they'll hear from you. They know they'll hear from you on Friday. But better than an email is a phone call. Customers love that their builder is actually taking the time to call them and speak to them personally. Tip 2, I'd say, is share facts, not fluff.
Fluff? What do you mean by that?
Well, saying everything's going great it's nice, but it's empty. It's fluff. A factual update is the foundation was poured on Wednesday and the concrete is now curing. We expect to begin framing on schedule next week.
That's so much better. It's concrete, literally. It gives them real information they can hold on to, which leads into another great tip. Always highlight the next immediate step.
Right. It shows momentum. Now that X is done, we're moving on to Y. It keeps the story moving forward, even when things are slow.
And don't be afraid to use different channels. A formal weekly email is great, but a quick text with a photo of the new countertops sitting in the garage? That's a huge, unexpected deposit.
Oh, clients love that stuff. It makes it real for them. Okay, what else? Oh, this is a big one. Be honest about setbacks immediately.
Yes, the minute you know something is wrong, tell them. Don't wait. Don't try to fix it behind the scenes and hope they won't notice.
Because they always notice.
They always notice. A small problem that's communicated honestly is a tiny withdrawal. A small problem that you hide and they discover later, that's a catastrophic run on the bank.
Well said. And I think the last tip is to just always encourage questions. End your updates with, let me know if you have any questions at all. Make it clear that you're not just broadcasting information, you're opening a dialogue.
Getting the customer to open up and allow them to express any concerns is critical. You're inviting them to be a partner in the process, not just a spectator. And that changes everything.
It really does. So, to wrap it all up, the big takeaway here is that communication in construction isn't about having all the answers. No one has all the answers. It's about maintaining connection. It's about building trust through relentless, honest, present-focused transparency.
It's about making those small, consistent deposits. And if you do that, your relationships with your clients won't just survive the challenges of a build, they'll actually get stronger.
Absolutely. And if you want to learn more about this philosophy, you have to check out the source material.
That's right. Remember, you can purchase your copy of the groundbreaking book, Building Better Relationships, a guide to enhancing the customer experience for home builders, remodelers, and construction managers by author Paul Schwinghammer on Amazon and Barnes & Noble in multiple formats.
We can't recommend it enough. That's all the time we have for this week. Thanks for listening to Building Better Relationships in Construction.
Join us next time for episode 7, Be Strict, but Give In, a technique for handling difficult clients. See you then.